Hello, good evening, everyone. How's everyone doing today?
Good evening. Good evening. All good. Yeah.
All good? Very good. Nice to hear. Very good, very good.
Yeah, all good, sir.
Very good. And unexpectedly, there's snow. If you guys living in the Toronto GTA region,
Yeah, it is.
we have a heavy snowfall today, plus 17 2 days ago, and minus 22 today. So, welcome to Canada, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is what I was just talking to my parents this morning, and they're here, obviously, in the same house. But I was just telling them, back in the day, like 6-7 years ago, this was so not usual. But in the last 5 years, this seems to be a very usual thing, where March you have a certain snowfall, one big snowfall. April you might have another snowfall. It became a huge, it's something that happens very often nowadays.
Mm.
It is what it is. Just wanted to, before we start the class, I just want to let you guys know there is a small viral flu or viral fever that's going around right now, which seems to be putting out a lot of people in bed, vomiting, diarrhea. It's very sick. So if you guys do have any sort of symptoms of flu, please try taking antibiotic as soon as possible. Okay, it is very nasty flu. Okay, just to let you guys know. There's a couple of people that I know. A couple of staffs as well I know that are suffering from this as well.
Okay. Good to know. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm currently facing that one actually.
Are you?
My total family has been facing that one.
Yeah, one of our staff.
Kind of a while. My wife got first, and then I got later, and then my son. He's 2 years old.
God, man.
He's also having a cold and fever.
Yeah. And that's the thing. If it comes, it's going to come to your whole family in the same house. That's the
Exactly. Yeah.
Worst part about it too. It spreads very fast.
Mhm.
But it's the flu, right? It's viral fever, so we can't do much.
Yes.
We have to protect ourselves. Wear a mask. Just be vigilant about it. Okay. So I'm gonna. Last week, did we have class last week? No, right?
No.
Because I think I was going through some sick time as well, so I had to cancel the class. And because the last class was review class, that's the reason why I canceled it, because it was just review of the assignment and then that's it. Rather than that, I did the review. Did anyone not hand in their assignment? I think there's 2 assignments that wasn't hand in. That's okay. If you guys did not, just email me, because I just want to make sure that everybody does get a chance to hand in the assignment. Okay. But whoever the one that handed in, I checked through. It looks very, very nice. Okay, not a problem at all. Everything looks fantastic. I'm just gonna go over the ones that's handed over right now, just to show you guys. Okay. Once again, I'm just trying to open the right one up. Okay, this one. So I'll just open up 2 just to be on just so we don't spend too much time. But one of the things, the first assignment is mostly about setting up the users. It looks fantastic. That's all I'm trying to do. And I'm just checking to make sure that all the users have been corrected and created. My computer is just acting a bit slow, but that's okay. Okay. So I can see the proper field has been put in. Just seeing some users. I'm not seeing every. I don't need to see everything, but as long as the principles are followed through on most of the user, I'm perfectly fine with that. Okay, and I can see the group has been created. Group, yeah, very good. Perfect. Okay, so you just did it from the Entra home portal, which is perfectly fine. Okay, not a problem at all, Austin.
Okay.
It's the same thing. You can do it from the Azure, or you can do it from the Entra portal itself. It doesn't make any difference. Okay, it's the exact same thing. Now they just moved into a separate portal itself for better access control. Okay, Microsoft. A year ago, or even 6 months ago, Entra was not a product by itself. It was always built into Azure. So just after this new year, I believe, just recently they have made into it's its own portal itself. Okay, so this is very good too. It's just because of they just want to separate people who can handle Enter ID and other Azure aspects. Perfect.
My question is, like companies are still using AD, or mostly they're using Azure?
So what they're doing is right now is if they're using AD on local premises, it is syncing up to Azure. Okay.
Okay.
Or completely like about 60 to 70%, like banking industries completely moving to Azure.
Oh, okay.
Hospital industries is halfway, 60% into Azure. I think like major hospitals already moved into Azure already. There's only some hospital that's just still on the verge of moving, but they're right now currently doing Office 365 migration right now. Like Lake Ridge Health is one of the ones that's doing Microsoft 365 migration right now. So they're moving 100% to the cloud.
Okay.
So in like 6 months, pretty much any big organization will be off of cloud itself, no on-premises. They might have on-premises, it's only for sync purposes. So when they have like 3,000 plus users, they don't want it to go through cloud all the time, right? They just want to have a sync, so it'll just be a sync server on site, that's it. But everything you do will be on Azure cloud, and it'll just replicate down to their on-premises server.
Okay.
For
But
caching.
the AD is similar to Azure Enter ID?
It's very similar. It's very similar. It's almost same thing. There's some videos I'll send it to you guys in a group email, so you guys can take a look at it. It's almost very similar. The onboarding is actually slightly easier than this, to be honest.
Okay.
Slightly easier than this. When you create groups in AD, you have something called OUs, organizational unit. They're just folders.
Okay.
They're just folders of users. Okay. I'll send you some videos that you'll see. You can reference off of.
Okay.
But right now, if they are in AD and Azure, you can do the changes in Azure, and it'll replicate down itself to the AD. And AD is only used for caching purposes for on-site. It's not really meant for doing anything.
Okay.
That's why they have moved Azure. I mean, they have moved AD into Enter ID,
Okay.
and they're taking it to whole separate thing is because they want everyone to be on Enter ID rather than Active Directory, because Active Directory is obsolete now.
Mm-hmm.
It's becoming expired.
Okay.
Active Directory, if you think about it, it's a 1990s technology.
Yeah. So
Very old. It's like all new organizations, they're all in completely AD, Enter ID. Okay, they're not even AD anymore. Any new organizations, anything that's like more than 20, 30 years old, they are moving it themselves to Azure, and they're about 60% done. All the major companies, 60, 70% done.
is this because of RBAC policies, or?
Well, it's because of cost. A couple of things that you have to realize is, let's say Windows Server 2016 is going to expire, right? With Windows 10. If they want to move themselves to Windows 2022 or 2020, Windows Server 2020, they have to now buy equipment that's worth it, right? So they cannot install Server 2020 on a 2016 server. It's just the components will not support it.
Oh, the upgrade.
So,
Okay.
yeah, so now the licensing fee of it, just for the licensing, they have to spend 100, 150K, depending on setup they have. That's the minimum, right? So when we used to do it on a hospital scale, like a small hospital, it would cost around 200K for the license, just for the license. So when these upgrades happen, they're around anywhere from $250,000 to $250,000 to $500,000, $500,000 just for the servers itself.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of that, what they come up with is Enter ID is much more cheaper. In small scales, it's actually free. When you have to pay for it is when you start customizing the RBAC roles or doing custom integration. That's when you pay it, but it's still not sufficient. It's still not significant. In the next 4 years, 5 years, when they implement it, they'll still save a whole bunch of money than going with on-premises.
Mm.
That's the reason why they will have on-premises. It's only purely for caching purposes. All it does is every 50 minutes or 30 minutes or 8 hours, it just goes online to Azure portal and downloads all the information, like replicates the information.
Okay.
Just in case, if internet ever goes down, you still have a local copy you can work off of. That's the reason why. And obviously you'll have a redundant internet supply. So usually if you have Rogers, you have to have a Bell. If you have Bell, you have to have a Rogers backup or Starlink. In a lot of places that like when I used to do like in Saskatchewan, BC, like jails and those type of things, jail, the hold and release, we would install like Saskatchewan had their own Saskatel, I think. they had their own internet, but we would install Starlink as well as a backup, just in case if Saskatoon goes down, Starlink can kick in and work, right? So you'll need to always have a backup. You're never technically out of internet for more than 6 to 8 hours. So in that case, 6 to 8 hours, you could still have cached on your local site. And with that, you can work for 30 days, 1 month, 2 months, not a problem at all.
Okay.
Like all the policies will stay the same. Okay. There's no way for compromising that in that case. Okay. Perfect. Assignment 1 is very good. Just going to go on to assignment number 2. And how did you find the Azure assignment? Did you have experience before?
No, I never touched Azure.
Okay.
AD I first before, long time ago, but recently not. It's just first time for me.
Okay. And how
I
was your
have
experience?
a brief understanding, little bit. Yeah.
Hmm?
I just have a question. Like now, if like IT sales main group, when you give airbag permission to that group, does it like go if you put someone in that group, like you call it inheritance permission, right? Does it follow through?
Yes, that's right. So what's Austin you're asking is, I'll repeat the question, okay? Just so it's a bit clear for everyone, is you're asking, let's say you apply a RBAC role to a group like a Sec IT. Will that get applied to everyone in the group, or just, will everyone inherit? Yes, everybody will inherit, okay? Now, you can make special permissions or special nested OUs that does not inherit any permission from the parent itself, okay? You can make that. Yeah.
Okay. So suppose a subgroup I make and a nested group I make, so I can make a customized RBAC policy. So does it sync, or how do we do it?
So what you do is you don't put that on the RBAC. So let's say this: if you want something to apply on the main group, right? Main group itself, you'll apply to the main group, but you'll create a permission on the nested group itself, not to inherit any permission from the parent.
Oh, okay, got
and
it.
you'll apply special permission to that nested group itself.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't you don't set it on the RBAC rule side. You set it on the group side. You can actually set it to not inherit any permission.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Okay. Awesome. Okay, perfect. Perfect. And how was working with Azure, man?
It's good. There's little bit you have to just go do a little research and knowledge base, because
100%.
we were just regarding the lock, when it gets locked, right? We don't know where. There's no option we couldn't find actually where it is locked. It's only disabled.
Yes.
So I did a lot of research. Yeah.
Yes, that's the thing, and it's purposely meant to do that. It's because a lot of people think lock me. It used to be it's always called disable, right? But sometimes your manager might say just lock the account, or lock the account is a very, very common term in ITs, because in Azure, in AD, it's actually, you can actually lock an account.
Yes, correct.
But when it comes to Azure, it's actually disable.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because we couldn't find that option actually.
Yeah.
Look here everywhere. So
perfect.
It's little detail, so I get extra screenshots. So
very good. No, I like
long.
That. No, that's okay. It's good to be, it's okay to have more screenshots. It tells the picture more, right? And essentially what this will be is, this will be a technical documentation whenever you guys working on something. Yes. And it's okay to include many screenshots as possible, because you want to show every step, right? So it's perfectly fine. Perfect. Very good. Yeah, perfect. Did not take much. How does verify all the users in group profile were up to correctly and assigned to the representative group? Perfect. What's mistake I made was at least 2 groups in the users and main group nested groups. Yes, this is very good. So and when you start off and when you even start working, what we did is it's 0.01%. Okay. When you go into a live working environment, you might have thousands of groups. Thousands and thousands of groups, right?
Yes.
So it's very important that you be very thorough on which group you pick, and you might have to reference someone else's account. Usually from HR, how you will get this, and I've seen this across the board in many companies, okay, from private to public. When new person joins a company, let's say they're doing something similar to my work, or they're doing exactly what I'm going to do. Maybe like someone hired to replace me, or they're going to get another because I'm working too hard, so they need someone to support me, right? What you'll get from the HR request is to create account is, can you mimic what Athavan has? Or can you mimic what Austin has, or Naveen has, or Gurpreet has, right? The reason why this, and then what you do is you actually go into the Azure, check what type of access he has, and give them the same access. If they have certain role-based access, you'll give exactly that. And you don't need to get permission for that. It's because it's straightly from HR, and it's been verified, and it's been approved and sent to you, right? So as long as you mimic what exactly Athavan has, it's perfect, okay? And in some cases, they might come back to you and say, oh, this is not working, can you add this? When they come back to you after and ask you for it, you will need to get approval, because it's still considered as a separate request, right? It didn't come in with the
original request. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, onboarding request form. Usually, each company calls it a different name. Some of them call it as a path. Personal action forms are new hire form, NHF. Different company calls it different. So, but it's onboarding, and they'll have one for offboarding. And I believe in the assignment 3, you guys have done some on offboarding, right? Like actually.
Yes, correct. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
But the answer on top, but in actual, the managers, when we give higher permissions, they can also change the give some access or something. Is it?
Yes, that's right. So,
or do they have to go IT, something like that?
No. So what is now a lot of companies want to do is they want to take the stress off of IT.
Okay.
And it does make sense, right? So let's say if I'm working in HR, right, I need to have a specific access to the folder. It doesn't make sense for me to go to IT and say I want to have permission. You go to HR manager and get the approval, come back to me, give permission, and then I get to see if it's working for me or not, right? It's a very long process. You see, it's a very long process, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now when you assign, you can actually assign certain people as a manager to a folder or to a group itself, that permissions, right?
Okay.
That gets applied to a folder or a resource. What it does is once they're approved as a manager, I can actually go into that folder itself and ask for permission from the AD side. And what that will do is it'll send an email to the manager, so it's very easy and says exactly what type of access this person's asking. All the manager has to do is yes or no.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah. It's very simplified, so it takes the stress off of IT. And because they work in the same department, the manager will know a lot better to what type of access do they need read-only or writing permission, to the file itself.
Usually in AD, it was always the case that you have to raise a request and it'll go to approval and
it's a long process, right? It's unnecessarily long process. And IT is going to reach out to the manager anyways. Used to be like the manager will tell you, can you just put a ticket through and I'll approve it, and the manager will approve it and you'll see it and then you'll give them permission. It's a long process. Now it just helps it to ease it down a bit. That's the reason why. Okay, perfect, very good, man. And then number 3, so this is number 2. Okay. Sorry, these are the issue ones. So
yes, this is a little tougher to do.
Yes, yeah, and this is one is meant to challenge you because this is like level 1.5.
Yes.
So if you guys were able to do this, this is what true troubleshooting analyst role is, and that's the difference, right? Once you start reading logs and understanding logs, it makes a huge difference. Now you're not guessing. You're no longer, thinking if this is a possibility or not. Soon as the user says, "Okay, I'm not able to log in," you're just asking for the username or the name, first name, last name. Go into the AD, go into sign-in logs. Sometimes it takes around 15 minutes for you guys, to 15-20 minutes for you guys to see that in the AD, okay? Sometimes some of you guys have probably noticed when you did the try to emulate the issue, if you go right away, the issue is not there.
Yes.
Just keep in mind, it might take up to 20 minutes for the logs to come through, okay? Just the logs.
Yeah, it was taking time, about 5-7 minutes of taking,
Yeah, and usually how it works is, this is how I explain to people. Give me 1 second, let me open this up. So, okay, so let me. Okay, so imagine this is a clock, right? And so let's say 12, 15, 6, 9. And this is not exact, okay? This is just a metaphoric speech just to give you an idea how this works. So let's say this, if Azure updates your portal every 15 minutes, okay? Just for speaking, just for context purposes, right? So when it's at 0, they push the update to the Azure portal once. When it's at 15, they push it once. When it's at 30, they push it once. When it's at 40, they push it once and back to 0, okay? If you make any changes at 01, you won't be able to see the reflection until you won't be able to see the log until it hits the 15 minutes, okay? And as I said, this is just, it depends on the zone where you are until 15, okay? But let's say you make the change at 39, right? You'll see the change in 1 minute because it now pushes it, right? So it all depends on when you apply these, okay? But general rule of thumb, 20 minutes, okay, for the logs to come through. Even sooner, but maximum it will take is 20 minutes, okay?
Okay.
Oh, I hope that makes sense. It's just like, the credit card. Yeah, just like I always explain to people, it's just like a credit card billing cycle. If you bought something on the 20th day before your billing cycle happens, you'll still be charged interest. It doesn't matter about 21 days, right? But if you make the purchase on 22nd, just after your bill comes out, you have 21 days to pay it out. So same thing like that, okay? It's just how you do it, okay? Perfect. And you see the interrupted, right? Very good. And were you able to get understanding of what interrupted means?
Interrupted. Have to see.
It's the one for the the MFA, right?
Oh,
so
okay. Yes.
Yeah. See here, it says MFA authentication error.
Multi-factor authentication.
Yeah. So it's interrupted means something happened for it to log in. It could be a password or MFA as well. Okay. Something that's interrupted. Perfect. Not able to log in to the user. Perfect. Very good. Wi-Fi failure. Very good. Yeah. Perfect. Perfect. You saw the successful login.
Yes.
Perfect. Very good. Yep. Very good. Perfect. User deleted the account on MFA and redid it. Perfect. And you know how to remove the MFA, right, from their account in case they're not able to.
Yes.
Perfect. You just go into authentication.
That option, yeah. You mentioned remove that. There's option
Perfect.
to
add
and remove. Yeah.
Very good. And that's something you'll when you start working on Azure, is that something you'll see very often. Okay, it's because sometimes the app itself freezes up or it just loses that authentication connection with the server itself. And the easiest way is remove it. Tell them to go. You don't even have to change the password. You saw. You tell them to go ahead and log in the same password. It will prompt you to set up the MFA again.
Yes.
Perfect. Very good. Okay. Perfect. Perfect. Very good. Very good. Perfect. Signing failure. Very good. Perfect. And you see the audit logs. So
Yes.
that's one of the major things in Azure as well, is the audit logs. We can actually see when it was removed, who it was removed by. It's everything is very transparent. Okay, so
Yes.
if you ever make any changes, and you do, and people do make accidents, right? It's a very common thing, but just own up to it, right? If you do something wrong, just you think that's wrong, just either if you don't have permission to do it, just report to your manager or team lead, say, hey, I've accidentally removed it. It's a common, it's a very easy thing to fix. Okay, so don't get panicked and don't try to hide it, because you cannot
No,
hide it.
no, I faced this
Yeah,
issue before, because any mistake
yeah,
I made in IT, I already told him this happened by me,
yeah,
because I know if you lie on the mistake, it can get
it,
worse and get
yeah,
complicated, and it'll
yeah,
backfire
yeah,
on
yeah.
you.
Exactly, and it's just unnecessary scary. Things happen, man. We're all learning, right?
Yeah,
So even a good, like, 10 years of technician will have issues too. It just happened by mistake, right? It's not a problem.
yeah.
Very good. You notice that removed from the role. Perfect. Very good. Perfect. So just want to give everyone a small thing here. So in here, do you see where it says interactive and non-interactive? Do you
Yes,
guys know what the difference is?
I think interactive login is when you're logging to a multi-factor authenticator. I'm guessing that it is to
Um,
some app or something.
Yeah, so you're almost right. So let's say if I go into portal.azure.com or outlook.com and I log in, right? I'm putting the username in, I'm putting the password in, and I'm logging through MFA, right? That's considered as interactive login, okay? Whereas non-interactive login, it means that your mail app and everything, your Outlook app,
Mm-hmm.
you'll have to log in once, right? But then what the app does is, in the background, because you authenticated once, it goes to a server and you can request for it multiple times, the same login. Whereas interactive login, you might have to log in every 24 hours or 48 hours. Sometimes what happens is, let's say, every let's say some company has policies where every 90 days you have to change your password. Okay, well, let's say I go into log into a website, and I log in and I change my password. Okay, and this happens a lot. You'll be surprised how many times I've seen this. They might have an older phone they used to log into their work phone, okay, and the phone they probably didn't use it for like a couple of months, a couple of years, and they probably started using it because their phone got damaged or something, or gave it to their son. Once they started the phone, all you see is they're getting, like, after 2-3 days, their account is getting locked out, and you won't see anything in the interactive login. It'll actually say nothing here, okay. But in the non-interactive login, if you go in, it'll just say failure, 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 because that older account, it's still trying to log in with the older password. And the rule is, if you try to log in multiple times with the wrong password, it locks your account, right? So you end up locking the account out. Okay, that's
Okay.
something which will go into the non-interactive one. So whenever you're looking for sign-in logs, always like, for normal purposes, when you're doing it at work, look
Interactive,
at the non-interactive one as well. And that's why the
non-interactive.
apps are, yeah, non-interactive as well as interactive, because the non-interactive will have all the app logins and those type of things.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, perfect. Very good. This is your first time getting to read the logs and everything, right, Oski?
Yes, on the Azure, first time. Yeah,
Yes, yes. Okay.
it taken. That's why this assignment 3 taking a long time. A lot of time
Yes,
it taken. Yeah.
yeah, for sure. Because it's you have to first do the errors, and then
Yes.
go there and see where the errors because
Yeah.
it takes longer time. It's easier to do the errors,
Yeah.
but then to figure out logically where to go and see, and where to find. Okay, so I made this error. Where do I go and see it? Right. That's what takes the
Yes.
longest amount of time. But that's where you gain the most amount of knowledge too,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah. You figure out all the different options available
yeah,
to you, different.
because these are the tools that we don't we always have, but we don't end up using it, and then we just seem like non-seasoned IT experts, right? So once you know the reading logs, man, it makes your life so much easier, and you look smarter in front of people. Perfect. Very good. Yeah. Very good. And a lot of companies, the reason why they don't delete, so if I'm going to leave the company, the reason why they don't delete the account is because once I've deleted, if anything that's linked to my account, like there's in the database side, there's like it's called token keys and everything, right? Those will go like obsolete and they won't have an end trail. Let's say if I do something illegal or if I do something that makes changes, right, in a good way or a positive or, or a negative way, they need to have who this account belongs to. So that's the reason why in companies they never delete AD accounts or Azure accounts. Okay, they'll just keep it in disabled state. They'll remove all the access and change the password. Okay, just so that they cannot log in. And even if they try to log in, the password will not be there. They don't know the password. Let's say in a million cases they did find the temporary password you put in. It doesn't have any account, just a dummy account. Okay.
And also, I think so. The audit and risk team also they need to assess it, right?
Yes, they need to see the like the offboarding. So it's very important to keep the
Yeah,
accounts
it's
as
part
well.
of the report. I think so. Yeah.
Yes, yes. It's a way like when you let's say if we want to point out and say which account made this change like 5 years ago, we can still look at the link and be like, oh, this exact account made the change, right? And once we delete it, you like somebody make the change, but it's not there who made the changes. It'll just be empty.
Hmm.
Okay, perfect, very good, man. 7, 1, 2, and 3 is very good, very good. Okay,
Thanks. Thank you.
100%, no problem. Now I have Naveen's. Naveen,
Yes.
how are you, Naveen?
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you.
No problem at all. Give me 1 second here. Okay, so
Yeah, first I've created the groups and after that the
yeah,
nested groups
very
and
good.
after the users later. So the users list will be at the bottom of the assignment.
No
So
problem, man. That's a very good. That's a very good way
yeah,
to do it too.
okay.
Because you want somewhere to put it in, so not a problem at all. You can do the user first or the
Mhm.
group, but the group first or user. I always say that the company always first needs to exist before somebody gets hired, right? So that's how I look at it. But it's totally fine. And is this your first time doing Azure too, Naveen, or have you
Yeah,
ever had
it's
it
the first time actually. Yes,
first time?
totally first time. Yeah.
Perfect. And like well, the reason why I ask is just to understand. So when people told you like cloud and Azure administration, did you think of it like a big deal and that type of thing, or
Yeah, this assignment one is pretty much about like pretty straightforward, like just
yeah,
creating the users groups and departments accordingly. But two and three like little challenging and more
complex?
time consuming, but it's really fun actually to do that
Yeah,
assignments.
yeah,
Yeah, like I've learned a lot. Like
very good, man.
yeah, two and three.
Okay, perfect. One is good. I'm just going to 2 right now. And like now, like because remember, like before, when you think of Azure Cloud, you would be like, holy shoot, this is big. Azure, how am I going to control it,
Yeah.
right? But now, do you see how easy it is? Once you understand the
Yes.
basics and you understand, you can do research. And most of these, you guys, I
Yeah.
never jumped in to help you guys. Remember that. You guys did it among your team, right? So you guys talk with your team. I just came in and pointed out you guys in the right direction, like the disable. I think one or two things. That's it. But other than that, you guys talked as a team, and
Yeah,
that's
the block
exactly how.
sign in is we couldn't able to find out, but after some research, we just came to know this a kind of account enable disabled option. So that's the only
Very good.
way we can
Yeah,
block the sign in for the user.
exactly.
Yeah.
Perfect. Very good, man. Perfect. From all the groups, perfect. Perfect. Very good. Perfect. Very good. Yeah. So even the one of the biggest flaw that we ever had in AD was a lot of system admin knows is, let's say if I'm logged into the account and you disable my account, as long as I don't sign off or go IDO, I can still use to change any access as long as I'm logged in. Whereas with Azure now, you can actually revoke all the sessions. So if they're logged in, you can just say, nope, you're not going to be logged in. And a lot of times when you have issues with a non-interactive application, you can actually do the revoke session. That'll fix a lot of issue. And then you just do a password, unlock the account, okay? Or enable the account. Very good. Perfect. So maybe without verifying group membership first. Perfect. Great. Perfect. Very good, man. Very good.
Okay.
We on to number 3. How was your assignment 3? The assignment 3 is the
This
most,
is like a pretty challenging, like it took
Yeah,
more
yeah.
time, like Austin said, because it needs a lot of, first we have to, create an issue. After that, we have to troubleshoot the problem. Uh, like we have to do work on the MFA as well, authenticator.
Yep.
That steps, and also we have to do that in incognito mode as well, right?
Yeah.
So yes, so those, yeah.
Very good. I mean, is your background in IT, or did you do any IT courses before, or is it your first course in IT?
No, this is the first, sir. Yeah.
Oh, so you never did any IT courses before?
No. I mean, the thing is, I've enrolled into QA, like a Q automation, manual testing as well as some automation testing. So
Mhm.
that's the first course I enrolled and got some training on that.
Mhm.
Yeah,
But it's
that's
more
the
of
only thing.
testing, right? Not administrating.
No.
Or
Mostly testing. Yeah.
UI testing, UI testing, or
Yes.
okay, yeah,
UI
that's
testing.
completely different. Yeah, no
Yeah,
problem
it's
at all.
completely different.
Well, you should be proud of yourself, man, because it's very good. Okay, fantastic,
Thank you so much.
fantastic. Austin, did you have background in IT, man? Sorry, I forgot to ask you.
Yes.
Oh, I thought so.
Since coming to Canada,
Okay.
I came in 2017. After that, I didn't get into the IT job because they were asking experience and all these things.
Yeah.
So I didn't do the IT for 7-8 years. So
Oh,
I was out
7,
of
8.
touch. Yeah,
Okay, so when you did it, went back in 80 was a popular thing.
yeah.
Okay.
Till 2017, I was working in IT. Yeah,
Oh, okay. What were you working as, if you don't mind me asking you?
I was working in the Middle East, in Dubai,
Okay.
actually, in the bank, and I was
Okay.
in the operations, IT operations command
Mm.
center. Yeah. Before that, I was
So,
doing hardware, computer hardware and help desk and technician. Yeah.
okay. So you worked heavily in AD, I guess, right?
Before, yeah, when the
Yeah.
AD was that. That's a long time ago.
I'll tell you that AD has not changed.
Okay.
If you see AD, it's the same thing.
Okay.
The
There's
exact
been
same.
maybe slight changes in.
Very, very little, man.
Yeah.
Very little. Not much. Because remember, AD has to be backward compatible, right? So they
Yes.
weren't able to make too much changes. Very good. Naveen, how did you find reading the logs, man? How was that?
Yeah,
Was
it's
it
pretty
very
good. Like some of them are like it's easy, like pretty straightforward. I mean, some requires more of like research,
Yep.
and then creating an issue, and then like mostly I felt a little time consuming at MFA, like
Yes.
authenticator, and also the incognito mode, because we have to switch from regular to
Mhm.
incognito, and then use the wrong password. We have to check that on the real like
Yes.
enter ID. So this switching is like little
Annoying.
challenging, but
Yeah.
yeah, it took literally 1 week for this assignment 3.
Yes. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
why I
like
always tell
assignment 1
people,
and 2 is pretty easy. Yeah.
yeah, just one, it just takes time. That's it. It's just a lot of time, right? You need. But actually, the
Yes.
2 and 3, 2 is okay. The 3 is the one that takes most of our time.
Yeah, 3 is all about we have to assign the issue, like create an issue, even though
Mhm.
there is no issue, but we have
Yeah.
to create an issue. We have to sort of the we have to troubleshoot it, and then give the reasoning, proper reasoning to it.
Yeah, exactly. Very good. Yeah, once that's the thing, right? Like once you start understanding the logs and like reading the logs, it makes a huge difference, man. It takes you from a like a not a technician or not an analyst, not a technician, like a level 1 technician to an analyst, right? And that's the difference.
So basically, this assignment 3 is all about level 1 to level 1.5, right? Like
Yeah, level
the
1.5.
next
It
level of
goes
1.
bit into 2, bit, just very bit.
Okay.
Okay, it goes into very bit of 2 because you're reading logs, understanding logs.
So the entry level help desk analysts won't be like going through this particular issues, or they will
So
be
what
handling these issues
happens
as
is
well in real
what the
time.
expectations are. What the expectation when you go into level 1 is you're just doing account creation, a little bit of troubleshooting. Okay, but when you start representing that you can read logs and understand how this works and what are the difference, you're easily able to escalate in your career. That's the reason why we make sure to emphasize in the logs, reading the logs. And once they start seeing that you're going to logs and reading it, understanding the troubleshooting methodology, it's easier for them to give you more tasks. Then because the first entry level job, you'll get bored within 3 months, 3 to 4 months, and they don't want you to stay there for that long too. So you'll be much more easier at training at other levels than sticking on to level 1 for 6 months, 7 months.
Okay.
Like level 1, you'll be primarily focused on account creation, MFA, password reset, Wi-Fi not connecting, maybe printer not printing, so add them to the right printer group and everything, right? When you go into level 1.52, it's when you're going a little bit more complex. Is why am I not able to log in? It's the switch is from I'm not able to log in, reset the password, to finding out why you're not able to log in. And that could be different issues, right? Then you go in to see the logs and you be like, okay, it's an MFA issue. Let's go ahead and revoke your MFA session and redo it, or like that, right? So that's where the switches comes in. It's more analytical thinking.
Okay.
Very good. Least privilege access is critical to prevent unauthorized admin actions. Very good. And the thing is, it's very good you point out the least privilege model. Okay, it's very key right now in the market, the least privilege model, and that's RBAC is built based on the least privilege model. And the primary motto for least privilege model is you should be able to do your work without doing more, without having the permission to do more or less. It's just focus on exactly what you need. And maybe like sometimes it'll happen where one person does not have full access yet. We might have to give them more access as it goes because we don't know, right? So that's also the case as well. Okay, but it's not. Don't give them everything, right? Because we don't always give everything and take it away. We only give.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give it as it needs, right? So we don't just be like, okay, take it, let me know what you don't need, and I'll take it away. That's not how it works, okay? And it's always better to be giving them limited access and extending it based on future requests than giving everything and taking away, because people get mad, right? Once they're able to see it and they don't,
Yes.
it becomes an issue.
Mm.
Very good, man. Very good.
All right, thank you.
Perfect. Very good. Okay, now one more thing. Okay. Gurpreet, were you able to send the assignment, man?
Yeah, I did send you an assignment on.
Give me 1 second. I'm just going through it now. When did you send it? Do you know? Sure.
Just week before.
Oh yeah. I
Friday?
see.
Yeah.
I see here. I see the assignment 2. I'm just gonna pull up. I think you sent it individually, right?
Yeah, I sent it in different.
Yeah. I see. That's probably the reason why. Okay, yeah, I see it here. It came through individually. Just next time, Gurpreet, is just put them in all in one email.
Okay.
That way, it's just it's easier, right, for us to go through it. Okay. Not a big deal, but it's just easier for us to go through it. It just makes future tracing is just easier. Okay, there you go. So assignment number 3. 1. Okay, let's go through this. Yeah, very good. And Gurpreet, would you have any IT experience before, man, or Azure experience before?
Yeah, no.
No, first time, eh?
Yeah.
What's your background, man? Where you? What type of background are you from?
So I have a bachelor in criminology and psychology, right? That's what I done.
Oh,
so
okay, criminology and psychology.
Yeah,
okay, very good.
It's total different field for me. What I'm doing.
Yeah, very good, man. Where'd you do your criminology and psychology, man?
University of Ontario.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Very good. So you can know if we're bullshitting. You can know. You find out. Yeah, very good, man. Very good.
That takes a lot of
Practice, right?
The masters and the PhD level. I'm not that.
Yeah, that's true. Very good, man. Looks proper. Exactly what we expect. Okay, very good. Showed all the pictures. Showed all the right things. Okay, perfect. Man. Very good. Assignment 1 is good. I'm just going to open up assignment number 2 here. Okay. How was your experience working with Azure, man? Okay.
The assignment 1 was not bad, but 2 and 3 was for sure was a bit challenging. The 3 I have the most hard time.
Perfect. And it seems like you did have some email back and forth with your teammates, right? And you're able to find out afterwards.
Yeah, most of the time, but I think that the third one I have some challenge. I didn't, to be honest with you.
No problem. But like, what is your primary method of research? Google and Microsoft, the knowledge base, right?
I was just playing around just on Azure here and I'm able to correct my mistakes.
Poke around until it works, right? Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's not bad as well, because this is testing anyways, right? So very good. Perfect. Very good, man. Perfect. Yeah, right.
Sorry, I didn't write the big. I wrote pretty brief, so I'm hopefully able to get.
Yeah. That's fine. No problem. What we want to see is your understanding, right? So as long as that represents it there, that's fine. Perfect. Very good. Okay, perfect, man. Very good. How long did it take you to complete the assignment 2, buddy?
1 and 2 doesn't take long. To be honest, the third one, was that's the one I was doing.
Yeah. It's the most challenging one, right? Because you're doing two different tasks. So one assignment. You're doing the troubleshooting first. I mean, you're crossing the issue and then fixing it, right? So yeah, it does take a bit of time. And it's just annoyance, right? But that's the only way for us to learn where the issues are, how to go locate them, and resolve the problem, right? So very good. Perfect. Very good. So it seems like you gave them temporary access pass, eh? Okay, so some companies does not allow you to do temporary access pass. Some companies, I know. Some companies say you can actually add in the email, phone number, or have them re-sign into another authenticator app if they have a personal phone, okay?
Okay.
And you just, you know how, when you go and drop down, you probably saw different options there. One was email, one was a phone number, one was a temporary pass, another one was a QR code.
Yeah.
So you can just assign the email or phone number, or tell them to require, you see where it says require re-register Microsoft Authenticator? When you click on that, when the user goes to log in again, you'll ask them to use the Authenticator setup, okay? But let's say in case they don't even have any phones, then you can send it, you can give them a temporary pass. It depends on company's policy, man, but that's okay. It's each company treats it differently, okay? Very good, okay. That shows the audit log. So what it means by add phone and from MFA is, when you add in the Microsoft Authenticator, right? You know what I mean by that? So here, I'll show you. So when you go into portal.azure.com,
okay,
log into my Azure account here. Okay. Okay, let's say if we go into this user, one of these user here, I think I set up MFA on this one before. So when you go into authentication method here, right? Okay, right now there isn't any, okay? So if I want to add something to it, the user has to log in to do it, okay? So let me just copy this, over here. I'm just going to open up in incognito mode. I'll do it here, and I'll reset the password because I don't remember the password, okay? Reset the password. Okay, let me copy this. And say we're trying to log into this one, okay? This account. Next, and then we enter in the password here. It's going to ask me to set up a new password, but in normal cases, the user can just log in with the password they already have, okay?
Okay.
Because I just reset, that's the reason why. I'm just going to enter in a password.
Okay, so that's the step I was missing. Okay.
Yeah, no problem. I'll show you. Because this is what they mean by MFA, okay? And then I go, let's see how to secure your account. When you click on next, I'm just going to grab my phone, and here it is. Okay, so when you click on next over here, you have to open up the authenticator. You have to download the Microsoft Authenticator app. This is a small app. You probably can unlock it. See, sign in. It's going to look something. You probably use this already for your banking or something like that right now, okay?
Okay.
You click on add, work or school account on the phone. You're going to click scan QR code on your phone and then show this QR code, okay?
Okay.
And then what this is going to do is it's going to enroll this phone. Perfect. And then it's enrolled. Now, if I click on next, it's going to show us a number on the screen. and it's going to ask me to enter in that number. And I just enter the same number, which is 74. And perfect. Authenticator added. Okay. So now this will allow me to log into the account itself. And that's okay. I don't want to stay signed in. So now I'm in the Microsoft Azure itself.
Okay.
Perfect. Okay. Now, if I go back, I'm just going to minimize this. If I go back here to the Daniel Robert again, go into authentication method, you should see iPhone 12. You see here?
Yeah.
Microsoft Authenticator. Okay. This is what we mean by MFA. So my MFA app or Microsoft Authenticator app. And this is what the assignment is referring to. So if you want to do that and try that, that's fine, not a problem at all. But you understand what the Authenticator app is, right?
Yeah.
And if you ever want to, have, let's say they lost the phone, or sometimes they got a new phone and they forgot to move it, right? You can easily do is tell them you can delete this one over here.
Yeah.
Because the phone is gone. Or if you just want to temporarily assign another phone because they probably left their work phone at home and you want to assign another one, you just do require re-register multi-factor authentication. Click OK. So now when we go back, sign out of this. When we go to sign in again, I'm just going to put in the new one I just created. It's going to ask me to secure the account again, okay? I just have to go again.
Okay.
Now, I didn't reset the password or anything there, you see? Just the MFA I revoked, okay?
Okay.
In case that I replace the phone, lost the phone, or whatever the cases are. Okay?
Yeah.
You got it, right?
Yeah.
Perfect, man. Any questions from that?
No.
Perfect. Very good, man. Very good. Yeah, other than that, that's okay. And yeah, you're right. You can add sometimes you don't want to, they probably like, no, I'm going to bring my phone tomorrow. I don't want to add another one. Just give me a temporary pass or something, right? You can just set up you can just give them a temporary pass if your workplace allows you to do that, okay? Because I don't want to come back tomorrow and re-register for MFA again, right? It's just unnecessary process, right? So
yeah.
Okay, very good. Perfect, man. Very good. Perfect. No active applications. Account is disabled on property. Very good. So I just want to show you here, Gurpreet, like so the audit logs are anything that's any change that's made in the account itself. Okay, the sign-in logs are with the sign-in with the user itself. Okay, just want to make sure that this is something that you right now it doesn't show anything because it doesn't update it yet. Okay.
Yeah.
One of the things that's the thing. Yeah, there you go. Successfully logged in, and this will show the audit log will show any changes that's been made to the account itself. Okay.
Yeah.
The sign logs for just for sign in. If they say I'm having issues sign in or I'm not able to log in, go into the sign in logs. Okay. And you should be able to. Perfect. And remember this last 24 hours. Okay. Sometimes people when people look at it, they don't. If they say, oh, when I tried logging in 2 days ago, then we're checking 24 hours. You might not see the login issue. Okay. Just go to 7 days or whatever the custom interval you want to set up to.
Yeah.
Okay. Very good. Wrong manager. Very good. Very good, man. Very good. Perfect. Not a problem at all. 2 things, but I'm not going to deduct any mark for it. Okay, that's fine. Not a problem at all.
Like, what do you think my level? What do you feel like for somebody like for how I'm
Oh,
doing.
no, you're doing very well, man. Like, I was going to ask you, how did you feel comfortable with the Azure? How comfortable are you with the Azure right now?
And, yeah, I'm right now. I think I'm pretty comfortable for now.
Yeah, and the thing is, right, this is the thing. Now you have the basic foundations. This will help you to do research and develop more skills into Azure, right? And that's what it needs to be. Now you know where to go in and do what type of research. You're no longer, afraid of Azure. When somebody tells you Azure AD or Entra ID, you can be like, yes, I'm used to it. I've worked on it. I'm sure if it's complex, I can figure it out. It's not that big of a deal anymore, right? But if I was to take you right now and drop you in a level 1 position that handles onboarding, offboarding, out of 1 to 10, how comfortable are you?
I'm pretty comfortable right now.
Okay, so from 1 to 10, what would you answer me?
Yeah, I would say 10.
Oh, very good, man. And
Yeah.
in terms of troubleshooting, like sign-in logs and reading, like if I say I can't log in, how comfortable are you with those type of investigations?
Those ones for sign-ins, now I saw you doing it. So if I do a couple times, like with my own, I should be, no problem.
Very good.
Yeah.
You know what? You have the Entra ID, guys. It's free for you guys, okay?
Yeah.
And it's not something that it'll disappear after 30 days or 1 year. This is completely free for you forever. So go ahead and practice, right? Emulate some issues and think of all the issues that you can come up with, right? And do that and try it out and see how to read the logs and see how the logs will come out to be. So you guys are very seasoned at it, okay?
Mm-hmm.
That's something that I'll ask you. Very good. And very good, man. Your assignment's perfect, okay? Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Good. Very good. And for Naveen and Austin, I'm going to ask you guys the same thing. If we were to take you right now from number 1 to 10, what would your comfortable rate being as in a level 1, level 1.5, onboarding, offboarding, and troubleshooting inside Azure itself, Azure Entra ID, basically? Assigning roles.
Okay, Naveen, go ahead. Yeah.
Sure.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I mean, I can't say like for the very like after doing some assignments, I can't say like 10 out of 10, but I can definitely say like above 8 or 9, between that.
Very good. Yeah.
Because I'm not overwhelmed with that, but I just want to say that after doing more research and having more practice, definitely I can go up to that standard. But as this is my first time experience with Entra ID and Microsoft Entra ID and as well as Azure assignments, I'm pretty much happy with whatever I did, and also it gave me some kind of confidence in it, and also it moves me some like research and how to do research and about the issues and everything. So yeah, it really helped me a lot, actually, I would say.
Very good. Very good. Austin?
For me, also, like Naveen said, it would be the same 8, 9 level, because we still have to learn a lot of things about Azure Entra ID, because there may be some issues which we are not aware about. We have to still do research on it, so we have to do more learning on it. I believe I should also do the foundation, as you have once told, at 401.
900.
900, sorry.
Yeah.
900, yeah,
That's okay.
foundation, sorry.
That's
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Give you a more better concept of how to read logs better. Because sometimes to read logs is not easy. It's sometimes really difficult to read logs.
Yes. And that's the reason why try simulating some issues as you think. Try simulating something that's 5-6 days ago. Write down what time and date you guys done. Try to search in the log and see, right? Like in the sign-in logs. That way it helps you, right?
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead, Austin. Sorry.
Sometimes also because this is the basic level, we are creating issues and all. But when you're working in the enterprise level, there are different servers connecting and all these things. So it's a different way to read logs and all. So that's why very important to do a little learning also about it.
Yeah. From Azure standpoint, your sign-in logs will come into sign-in logs.
Yes,
it doesn't matter from multiple servers. Where it might change is if you have different applications, right? So the application might have its own different sign-in logs that you'll probably read through. But for anything that's to do with the Microsoft world of logins, it'll be all in sign-in logs itself.
Yes.
Okay. Very good, man. Very good. Yeah. Go ahead, Gurpreet.
I just have a question. Just when you get in the real world for entry-level job, do you get any training, or you just or you have just perform from day one? This how.
No. So even like that's what I tell. Okay, so even someone with the 8 years or 10 years experience, you still need about a couple of weeks to 3 months of training. Okay, the reason is because each company works in a different way. each company expects to do work in a different way, right? As long as you know the foundations, they're not going to teach you what is Azure, how, like, what is the user in Azure, what is a group, what is nested groups. They expect you to know that, right? And they expect you to create an account, they expect you to apply RBAC, but how they apply it or what they apply may differ. So they'll train you on that, okay?
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, no problem. Usually 3 to 4 weeks or even 6 to 7 weeks. Usually you do have a training or you do have a wrap up where you can ask questions, shadow some technicians already on place, so you get the hang of it, and then you start getting your hands wet right from there. And you'll have like a couple of weeks to ask questions, couple of months to ask questions.
Okay, will they give you the feedback? For example, your trainer or employer, how you're doing? Like if they feel like you need, like you're doing. For example, somebody making like me, I'm going, something in new field, right? If I make some mistakes, do I have there's somebody give me guidance how to correct it, or like?
That's a good question, and it depends on the organization you be in, right? So some team leads, like when I was a team lead, I usually will have a meeting once a week with everyone, especially the ones who are starting off, and then just have a 30 minutes quick chat, right? And go through anything they can improve on or give them pointers on what they can do, right? So some companies, you can just request your team lead and be like, hey, is there something that I can improve on? What are some things that, that I'm making mistakes? And if you need to have some questions, write them down all in one, or send them email, or write them down and ask them, right? So these are the things I'm having troubles with. Can you train me on it, right? When you start asking, it shows a bit more proactiveness in the job itself. It might be better for you in your favor, right? So, but some companies do have a 1 week touch point, once a day or once every 3 days or once a week for the first month or 2 months, to give you some feedbacks and everything. But you can ask your team lead for your feedback too. Is there anything that you can improve on?
Right. Thanks.
Okay. No problem. And guys, this is the thing, right? With the Azure Entra ID and Azure itself, don't be afraid. Just get your hands wet, right? And don't try to learn something on a live system. You do have something you can practice on yourself, and this is something free for the rest of your life. You guys can utilize this, and you guys can work in it. You guys are not going to add any licensing to it, so it doesn't cost you anything to, right? So go ahead and practice on it. And as I said, go ahead and do some troubleshooting steps in it, cause some issues, break it, to try fixing it, right? That's the whole point about learning. Now, one of the things that I do want to make sure you guys do understand is with Azure, 6 months ago, Entra was not a special portal itself. Right now is the thing, right? So it's evolving. So keep on learning. The AZ900 examination, it's a very foundation exam. It's very cheap, $45 or something USD, right? So if you can get it, please get that. And it takes less than a week. Week is a maximum amount of time you need to spend studying, okay? In your LMS, there is a video that you can watch. Let me close this. In your LMS, you guys are the FEB 26. You do have the AZ900 videos. You guys, as your foundation, these 2 videos are very good for the exam itself, okay? This one over here. This one, people have watched it and they passed the AZ900 exam. It's very simple. Don't get too overwhelmed with it, okay? It's very simple.
So where do you give the exam? Online? In your home?
Yeah, you can do it from home. It's a proctored exam.
Oh, okay.
You don't have to go anywhere. You just do it from home. You just have to have a webcam and everything, mic. They'll just watch you and you just write the exam.
Okay.
Proctored. Okay, guys, let's take a 10 minutes break. And once we come back, because we're on the Microsoft 365 now, and I hope you guys did not sign up for Microsoft 365 yet. You guys can sign up after this class. You guys do have 2 more assignments that you guys will be doing, okay? For week 8 and 9. This will be based out of Microsoft 365, okay? But it's going to involve ticketing system as well, which I believe the staff did send you guys a ticketing system login, right? When you guys first joined.
Yes, correct, yeah.
Very good. Okay, very good. So give me about 10 minutes. Let me just fill up my water bottle, and I'll come back, and we'll go on the ticketing system itself, okay?
Okay.
Perfect. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Well, 10 minutes, 10 minutes, okay? 45, let's meet at 55. Thank you, guys.
Okay. Hello.
Yeah, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
No, speaking, actually, I wanted to ask regarding, okay, go ahead. You can carry on. I can speak to somebody else also.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah. Hi, Naveen. Is it Naveen?
No, this is Gurpreet.
Gurpreet. I wanted to ask you this, that we have registered for the Azure ID, right? Azure's this thing system. We have put our credit card and all this information.
Yeah.
So as per sir, he's saying it is not, you not be charged, right? It's free, right?
I think you have to cancel before 30 days. That was
That's what he told me in the starting, right? So where do you cancel from actually?
oh, they will send you email, when it's about to, in the free trial will be ending, right?
Okay,
So,
okay,
on the email, when you open it, there's an option for, you know, you go to, cancel, from
okay,
there.
okay.
Yeah.
Because I was trying to look at the option for where my credit card is stored in the Azure account. I couldn't locate it actually. I'm trying to find it, but I can't locate it.
No, no, that's where I was trying to do. Same thing. I'm having a hard time too. But I got an email, right? And from the email, there's a link you can go and
Okay, but you got that email till now. You got,
yeah.
oh, you had already 30 days up for you, huh?
It was close 30 days. I think but I think they send you 1 week before something like that, right? You're ending.
Oh, okay, 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 okay. Got it, got it. Okay, got it. Then I should wait then. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks, man.
Okay.
Bye.
All right, guys, I'm back. Don't worry, this is not alcohol. It's just water. Just I didn't have another glass.
Okay. Okay.
You know? Okay. Okay, so let's go over a ticketing system. Okay, there's 3 assignments in here in Microsoft 365. Please watch this video here and sign up for Microsoft 365. Okay, and I want you guys to be like 10 times careful in this. The reason why I'm telling you is once every 6 months we do have this incident where students forget to disconnect or cancel the subscription for the Microsoft 365 and they get charged. Okay, so you have to cancel it within 29 days. Okay, and in this video I show you how to create the account, and also in this video I show you how to disable the account as well. Okay, so to cancel subscription. So please, once you're done with this assignment, please cancel subscription. Okay, or just wait until week. If you sign up today, you'll have 2 weeks to work on this. So we'll be meeting back on the 3rd anyways, 3rd of April. You guys can cancel it right on the 4th, and you guys will still be in the 3 weeks mark. If you sign up today, or let's say you're going to start working on the assignment on Monday, it does take some time. So I suggest sign up today, and you'll have 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks until 10th to cancel the account. But set up alarm or set up a calendar reminder so you do end up disabling the account before the thing. Okay. But it's very easy to disable. Just don't forget, because I did have a student just recently from the November batch. They forgot to turn off the thing and they got charged $1,000. We did contact Microsoft again and they did refund it, but it takes like 14 days for it to come into your account. Don't don't let it go like that. It's just because it just takes some time for it to come into your account. So we can get the money back until a certain time if you realize it, but it's just unnecessary process and unnecessary wait time and everything. Okay. Sign up for the account, complete the assignment, wait until the 4th. Once we have this, once we have the class on the 3rd, on the 4th, you can go ahead and cancel the account. Okay, but just be very careful on the Microsoft 365 side. You do have to cancel it. Okay, that's the only thing that I would suggest.
So this is only for Microsoft 365. So for the Azure account, nothing.
Nothing. Yeah, not for the Azure account. It's literally just for the Microsoft 365, because they want it to just be a trial account, because it's a much more premium experience, right? So they don't want that to be always free. Like even in Azure, they do have things that you have to pay, but Enter ID is a free version. Okay.
Yeah, unless you add some service to it.
Yeah, unless you add some service to it. But whereas Office 365, you have to have a service. That's the thing. It's a service itself, right?
So how many days it was actually trial?
30 days, but I suggest close your account within 29 days. Okay? I explicitly say it here.
Okay, got it. Go.
So your ticketing system link is right over here. Okay, so it's connect.ctechd.ca/scp. Okay, so when you go here, it'll ask you to log in. Sometimes I did notice that some people have issues with logging into the system. Once you log in once, right? If you do, clear your cache and then try again, or do it in incognito mode. Okay, either or. Okay, so I'm just going to log in. So this is what the ticketing system will look like. Okay? I just want to give you guys an introduction to ticketing system. Remember in the first week of lecture, we talk about ticketing system and the main purpose of ticketing system, right? There's 3 pillars that a ticketing system handles. Can you guys recall what those 3 are? Anyone of you guys?
Yeah, I can't remember.
That's okay. The main 3 purpose why a ticketing system is used for is service request, incident management, and problem management, right?
Oh, service. Yeah, correct. Yeah.
And then the 4th one could be asset management. Okay, the 4th one. The reason why we use ticketing system for all 3 or 4 of these is to 1, hold accountability, 2, traceability, and 3, visibility. Okay, these are 3 reasons why we have a ticketing system. And that just to have everything in one place, right? There's no way that a team can say I don't have work to do, or I don't know if I was assigned work. You go into your ticketing system. This is where you will live and breathe, and pretty much your day-to-day activity will come in here. It'll come in the form of a ticket. Usually this is how I say it. Okay, so when I used to work as an operations manager, I say your 70% of your workload comes from ticketing system for level 1, level 2. Okay, rest comes from assignments. So like you'll be assigned a special task. Maybe you're assigned to a special project to help them out, right? Like a printer project, installing printers on a computer. So 70% is ticket management, and then 30% is projects that you've been assigned to. And you could be assigned to like certain yearly tasks as well. So part of your performance goal is sometimes the manager can set within this year you're supposed to complete this, and one of them could be a certification, one of them could be a certain asset management, something, whatever it is, right? So all of these combines, but your ticketing system is mainly focused on your operational work. Okay, your ticketing system will not necessarily have anything to do with your projects or anything with the assigned task or your yearly goals. Okay, those are separately different, but this is what we call as an operational side. Okay, where everything is noted down here, the work you're going to do for day-to-day operations, right? To make the business run. This can have service request, incidents, and problems. Okay. Yay! And can you guys tell me what causes a problem? What is a problem?
A customer has some issue, and there's some issue which is common issue which is going on, and this is common for a lot of users.
Very good.
That's very create a problem issue, because we know there's a problem, something on maybe AD server, application server, that's causing the user not able to do his job, log in or go to application. Maybe some application is down, example, and he's not able to connect. Like a lot of users are calling and they're saying not able to connect. Yeah, so we create first the incident is created on based on the incident. Many incidents, we create a problem ticket.
Very good. Exactly. Perfect. Very good. So similar incidents, a lot of people reporting, or same people having the same incident multiple times, can cause a problem. Okay. Severe incident can it can create a problem ticket. So where all the incident gets consolidated into one ticket, it's called problem ticket, and a team will be assigned for it. Let's say they're saying, okay, so in the top second floor, none of the people can connect to Wi-Fi, and 200 people have called earlier, right? 200, there'll be tickets for it, and you'll create all the ticket will be assigned to a parent ticket. That'll be the problem ticket itself, and the networking people will be assigned. Someone from the networking team will be assigned. Someone maybe from the system side will be able to assigned, and someone from your team or yourself will be assigned to it, right? So, and you guys' main primary focus right now is to solve the problem, because the problem is something much more severe. Okay, incident could be something I can't log in, right? That is incident. Okay, something happens, but if 10 people says I can't log in, now that translates into a problem. Okay, just think of it like that. Very simple. Everything starts off with the incident, and then it gets escalated up to problem. Problems are usually managed by a problem management team itself. Okay, there's a specific team itself, or your manager, your team lead will assign a group, a temporary group. Okay, now the primary two that you'll face in your day-to-day life is service request and incidents. Sorry, and we talk about incidents, right? It means a certain issue, which you have to be very careful here. Is issue only happens if it was working before and it stopped working, right? Now that's an incident. Whereas if it never worked before, it'll be a service request. Okay, for some people, they might call you and be like, hey, I can't print to this printer. For when you first hear it, you'll be like, okay, that's an incident. Okay, but when you ask them the question, when was the last time you were able to print, they might be like, oh no, I never print here. Be, okay, that's not a service request. They never were, right? So they're asking for something new they never had. That'll be a service request. Okay, so always differentiate it, and never expect the user to give you the right answer. Okay, the user does not need to give you a right answer. It's never that case. Okay, it's always you as a technician or you as an analyst is to ask the right question. We'll go over troubleshooting methodology and all that on week 9 and week 10, but just understand that you're responsible for asking the right question and extracting the information. It's not the user's concern. Okay, same thing like going to doctor, right? If I go to the doctor and be like, I don't know what's wrong with me, can you check it out and let me know? The doctor will get out, because he doesn't know. There's so many things that can go wrong, right? It's just like going to a computer shop and giving a computer and be like, can you figure out what's wrong? You can't. There's so many things, right? So you have to they have to give you certain information. Like I can be like, go to the doctor and be like, I have a headache. Now the doctor might ask me, is the headache on the left side, right side, center, back, on the sides? Now with the questions, they figure out maybe a migraine, or it could be some sort of viral fever, whatever it is, right? So asking the right question as a technician, think of you like a doctor, and ask the right question, right? So that's very important. Now, once you ask the question, the next step is creating a ticket is also very important. Okay, part of your assignment 2 and 3 in Azure, sorry, for Office 365, I believe more of the assignment 3, you'll need to start creating tickets, okay? And I'll show you how to create tickets, just so you have a briefing about it, okay? When you log in, you can click on new ticket here. This will give you a pair person you can search, okay? Now, your enter ID email will look something, sign in again, give me 1 second. Because this is something that a lot of people get confused about, so I just want to show you before I create the ticket, okay? Okay, so if I'm going to create a ticket for Daniel Robert, if it's asking for the email, this is the email, right? So now when you use this in our ticketing system, this will not work, okay? So what you're going to use is you're going to use a username @ and then you're going to put at the end of it ctech.ca, okay? So you're going to do that. And the first name is just going to be Daniel Roberts, and then you're going to do the phone number you don't need to put in, add user. But if you do the same email as you see there, it'll give you error, okay? Because the domain has to be same. It's because there's no connection. That's the reason why, okay? But in a normal, typical workspace, you don't have to do this. You can just search your user up, it'll search it. Just because we're doing it on a test platform, that's the reason why, okay? This slightly changes.
So this is a internal CTech own incident system.
It's our own ticketing system for
okay.
What I think about ticketing system is the best thing about ticketing system is all ticketing system is built on the same foundation of ITILs, okay?
Yes,
ITILs, you guys probably, it's based out of it. And this ticketing system falls on the same thing. Once you familiarize yourself with this ticketing system, it's the same thing on Jira, same thing on ServiceNow. Some nuances changes, but you can confidently put on your resume, you're comfortable working on ServiceNow, Jira, or whatever ticketing system they ask, okay? They all work on the same principles. Okay?
Got it.
Perfect. And then you can go here and the ticket source. Is it by phone, email, or other? And I suggest this doesn't change the aspect of it, okay? So you can put some on phone, some as email, whatever it is, okay? And the helpful topic. Now, the helpful topic are divided into what we call as the bins or departments, okay? So where you have the big incidents, service request, security incidents, and general inquiries, okay? And these are divided into not exact categories, but a rough category, okay? If it's an incident and if it's email Office 365, it'll go in here. Service request will go in here, right? Mailbox or Exchange. These are, you'll never be able to find an exact category for exact issue. You just have to think, is it service request or incident? Once you figure out, let's say it's an incident, and the incident is based out of Microsoft 365 email, then you put in the same bucket, right? So you have to judge it based on the understanding of the ticket and understand the issue itself, okay? And that's where it is. And trust me, this is the thing that I always tell people. Unless you have like 3-4 months of experience or 6 months, 7 months of experience, you will put it into a wrong category. This happens to anyone. Even if I go into a company, the company can have a different type of categories. They can have just 4, just as incidents, request, general inquiry, or login issue, right? They can just have 4 and that's it. Or they can have complex as 100 or 200. So it depends on company to company. But as soon as you start working there, you'll start understanding how this works, and you'll start to see, okay, this ticket seems like it'll go into service request and it's password reset, So it's those type of things, right? So it's based out of your judgment, and some of them will have it as a department. They'll just say, okay, select. So let's say this is an incident login. You select the department here. You select the desktop team, networking team, service desk team, or system admin team, right? Because we selected 365, I'm just going to do it here. Okay, so. And sometimes you might not have the capability of selecting department. It gets selected by the category you select, okay? The category you select, this one, the help topic in a lot of them is called categories or service type sometimes. Because whatever you pick, it automatically picks a department. It'll be pre-assigned to it, okay? The SLA plan, you don't have to change this. It's because mine, it's an admin account, it's showing this. Yours will not show this. The due date, you can just leave as is, okay? Now, in here, this is where you put the general, just summary of what the issue is. And in here, you'll put a little bit more description of what the issue is. And in here, you're creating like the users, okay? So if I'm saying I'm not, like I'll say login issue. This is what I'm typing in as a user, okay? And I put hey, I'm just having issues logging into my account on my laptop. Okay, and I go down here and I just click open. This is what a user will open up, okay? This is what you'll see. This is what we call as a unique ticket number. Each ticket will have its own unique number, okay? And some companies will assign tasks for each of them. Like especially when you're doing new hire onboarding, there might be a big ticket with like 10 different tasks. One task would be to create the account. One task would be to maybe create a cell phone for them, procure a cell phone. One task would be to procure a laptop for them. One task is for putting them into proper groups. One task for, creating their HRM account, like human resource account or payroll accounts, depends, right? So some company does that, some company does. It just depends on each company's. Like we don't need to create tasks here, but if you want to create tasks, you can. That's fine, but you don't need to. This is where you'll put in internal notes, okay? This is where we put in internal troubleshooting notes for someone else referring to it in the future. And this is very useful. Whenever you do the troubleshooting, this is where I always say put in step-by-step that you use to troubleshoot, or where do you exactly go to fix the issue. You don't have to put a screenshot in here if you don't want to. You can put a screenshot here if you want to, okay? There is a portion here you can put in an image. And I believe you can take a screenshot with print screen and paste it in here. Yeah, you can. You're just pasting, yeah, there you go. You can paste it in here, okay? If you want to. But it's not necessary, but just if you want to, you can, okay? Or you can just put the exact steps you have written down, and then you can post internal notes here. The thing you have to be getting yourself used to is ticket status, okay? What all the IT department will check is what current tickets are in open. When you see a ticket in open state, which means nobody has taken a look at it, okay? Sometimes a lot of companies will tell you when a ticket is open, you have 3 to 4 hours during business hours to make sure to put it under a different status. So assigned, usually assigned or in progress, those type of things, okay? So when I put this in assigned, I have to give it a note, this internal note to me. Or some company says it as WIP, working in progress, okay? But here's what we have put in, okay, in here. Now, you have to assign it to yourself here. What you can do is, let me just go here, 1 second. One second. Okay, sorry, let me do this again, okay? So let's say I do test.test at ctech.t.ca, okay? You have to do the same name as it shows in the document, but just at ctech.t.ca, okay? And I'm going to do test 1. Okay, when you do this thing, just make sure when you assign it to yourself here, okay? There's a lot of people, but just find your name in here and assign it to yourself. Mine's, I believe it's called system admin. System administrator, yeah, there you go. Test, put in the same thing. So assign it to yourself when you create the ticket, please, okay? So you might have issues with the, it's okay. Oh. There you go. So once when you see it assigned to you, that's when you can see post reply. Post reply is what goes to user, and post internal notes is what you see on the technician side, okay? What technician can see. This is where it is important because you want to be communicating back and forth with the user, right? In a corporate environment settings, when you post a reply to the public, the user will get an email. And they can just reply to the email and this comes over here, okay? It's almost like an instant chat and everything gets recorded in the system itself. But whereas here, you'll just put in the task, what happens here, and you'll do all the troubleshooting, put it as internal notes, and you'll put a polite note to the customer itself, okay? And let's say if you do, let's say I'm going to change this to assigned. I want to put an internal note for assignments. So assigned myself. Change the setting to assigned. Post. Perfect. Now this is assigned to myself. Okay. I took the ticket, and you can see here this is assigned to system administrator, which is myself. Because I'm the system administrator for this. But for you, when you create the ticket, assign to your name. Okay. When you go here, now I can post internal notes to the customer itself. Let's say if I'm asking for some sort of thing, can you please tell me if you have issues with logging into your computer or just the email? I don't know why I can't spell today. Thank you very much. Okay, so now I'll do this. So sometimes you can put as waiting for approval or waiting for customer reply. It depends on what type of status you have. Sometimes they have waiting for customer. You can change the settings to waiting for customer and post a reply. But because I don't, you see here, the difference is this is assigned to myself, but this is in a yellow and this is in orange. Because one is, each system will have their own different coloring. Okay, but in this one, this is the internal notes. And this one is going to the user itself. The user can see it, okay? The customer can see it, essentially. This is how you would open up a ticket, okay? And in the assignment, please put these ticket numbers in, okay? For each roles.
So in your saying the customer can see it, so he has access to the service desk system to entire portal.
Yeah, so in a normal corporate environment, right? They can either email the help desk. So sometimes they use like help at ctect.ca or whatever the email is, or they can go into a portal and just put in a ticket.
Yes. So when they can raise a ticket themselves for service request, whatever. But when any update happens or what's the progress of it, can they see it, or we have to provide the update?
And 99.9% of the time, they'll get an email saying that the status has been updated, or email from technician, right? And then they can reply to the same email and then come to you in here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay.
And also in the ticket system, suppose there's an incident and we raise the incident based on the customer's call, and we assign it to the respective group. And now the customer is always calling back after some time. What's the update on it? So can we see is anybody working on the ticket? Or
yeah, as long as, let's say, you know the ticket number, right? Let's say if I go to tickets here, as long as you know what the ticket is, open tickets, you can go into any one of them and see what the ticket is. Ticket details are.
Okay.
And you can when you're doing this, you're going to assign to a different department, but you're still going to be the assigned person to this. Not a problem. But usually, if the ticket is assigned to someone else, you can still see what the ticket is working they're doing, or if there's any update on it.
Yeah, because accordingly we have to update the customer, right?
Yeah. And usually, if they call in, they're like, "Oh, this is my ticket number," or can you tell me what's happening with this? You can just search a ticket number in the search and get the results from there. If they're in WordPress or who's assigned to, what are there any updates on it or anything? Okay.
So you can put any ticket number, whether my colleague also has raised to his call, whatever. We can see his ticket also, or we can only see our tickets.
No. Usually, a ticketing system, they don't restrict it to just you, because it makes no sense, right? Because you want to be able to assign certain tickets to certain people. You want to see some updates on certain tickets. So it's not a big deal, because the ticketing system does not hide anything. Okay. It's very open system. Okay. So you can, as long as you know the ticketing system, you can actually see what's assigned. So if you go into like answer tickets or close tickets, I can see what all the tickets are.
Okay. And there's no priority on the ticket, right?
So some companies might prioritize it based on the request or the incident, right? If it's a problem ticket, it's much more higher prioritized. It's all depends on the SLA they have, service level agreement they have.
The reason I'm asking, sometimes the VP calls, or because the tickets are very.
Those are always, man. Even though it's always on. Like it's always an attitude of it should be done yesterday.
Yes, urgent.
It's always. It should have been done yesterday.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's normal. You won't see, even if they want to, a service request, it's always expedited. So
Okay.
okay, the ticketing system, have fun, play around with it. You guys don't be afraid you will break it. Okay, it's a test and it's emulated ticketing system. So we want you to break it. We want you to create many tickets as you want. Okay, and this ticketing system, as long as this exists, your account should be able to log in and work on it. Okay, so the ticketing system is open to you guys for you guys to go in, play around, create users, create tickets, assign tickets, and anything you like. Okay, not a problem at all.
Okay. So basically, we raised instant service request, and what else?
You don't do problems. Your problem is handled by a team lead.
The team,
But you
yeah,
can-
team,
yeah, team lead. But you can create service request, incident request. You can escalate to different department if you like, and also close the ticket, change status, create new ticket. You won't be able to delete tickets. Deleting ticket is not allowed, okay, in ticketing system, because you don't want to, you don't want someone to have the permission of deleting tickets, right? That's the purpose, is to have transparency, right? So yeah, so if you create something incorrect, they'll just let you know just to close it or change the ticket, right, itself.
Sometimes will the support team call the IT help desk to raise a ticket? Because if they see a problem by monitoring something, they call the.
What do you mean with support team, huh?
Suppose there's a monitoring team monitoring the infrastructure, and they saw an issue, or they can create their own ticket themselves.
They can create their own ticket by themselves.
Okay, they don't have to call us, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Or let's say sometimes you might have third party, right, that's doing the support for you. If that's the case, what they will do is, the email I said, you can just send an email to and create ticket. It's called triaging. So it'll come in as an email intake ticket, and you will have to categorize it properly.
Okay.
As of level 1.
Okay.
It'll come into the ticketing system itself. It'll just be under no category.
Okay.
Yeah. Usually, if that's the way, we always suggest you go in there. As soon as you see it, you put it in the proper category, so it can be actioned. Okay. And that's called triaging tickets.
Okay.
Setting up the proper categories in those type of things. So usually that's what they get you to start with, triaging the tickets.
Triaging is the 3 process, right?
Triaging, you'll identify which tickets is now assigned to a proper category. Let's say if we go in here, right? Let's say if we go in here, this ticket over here. Somebody's working on this one, so okay. Hare Krishna. Okay, this is from another batch. No problem. So let's say we see that, okay, this has to be let's say this one is in incident and security issues, right? Let's say if you want to reassign to someone, I would first take in charge of this, right? So I'll go here, agent, system administrator, and assign.
Assign it to yourself first.
It's already assigned to an agent. Okay, this I don't think this will allow me to assign to myself.
I think the one you just created, right? Can use that.
You're unable to assign. I think I don't have the permission set up on my account. That's okay. So let's say if I want to go into my account here, let's say go into my tickets, right? Assign to me. Test one, this one. Let's say if I want to change the category here, I can just go here, change the category to something else, right? Update. Okay, this will change it to a login and account issue. Because maybe sometimes when it comes in, it'll be a different category called email intake, or because it's coming in as an email, right? When you email, you can't put it into a proper category by email, So it'll come in as an email intake. The category will be like email intake. So we tell you is when you see email intake, read through the ticket what they're asking for, and assign it to the proper group itself. Proper category, so it can be properly triaged or properly assigned.
Okay.
Yeah, properly assigned to a department or a group.
So as a junior IT help desk, so we have to keep monitoring those tickets which we have created, and like every till it's been assigned and closed.
Not every ticket. So So when you start off as triaging, right? Your main task is to put it into a right category, right? Okay. And it gets assigned to someone else. Once it's assigned to someone else, it's their duty to, it's their job, right? But if the user calls you and be like, hey, I just opened up, I sent an email regarding the user account. And this is the ticket number. Can you tell me status? Then you can go in the ticket number and see, right? But you're not really bugging the person to get it done, That's not your job role. And sometimes when you triage it, it'll be assigned to you randomly, right? So it'll be, if it's like a password reset, then you can do it. You assign it, it's assigned to you. If you see it like you just assign to yourself, change the category because it's easy ones. Get it done, right? Password resets. Get it done. Send them, call them, and give them the password. Send them the password, and close the ticket. Verify.
Okay.
Okay.
Got it.
Any other questions, guys?
Nothing much.
Yeah. The assignment, the Microsoft 365 assignment is pretty more, a little bit more hands-on. You guys will have fun. It's almost similar to Office 365. Sorry, Azure, Office 365. So it's a 3 assignment as well here, and this will be due for you guys by the 2nd of April. Okay, 2nd of April before 10 p.m. Please send that through in one email. Okay, one email with 3 PDFs. And as always, I will create an email chain for each one of these assignments, so you guys can start. If any questions there, then you guys can definitely go through the email chain just like last time and do it. Okay, give me 1 second. IT help desk. FEB 26.
So all incident softwares uses the ITIL categories, right?
They all use ITIL, man. It's one of the things that it always works perfect. Like if a company wants to be more accountable and a little bit more on the accountability side, they always use ITILs, and it's one of the easiest way for them to get approved for insurance, cybersecurity insurance.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so the cybersecurity insurance is pretty, they want to make sure you have a very good stand on reporting and how the reporting works and auditing. It all follows the ITIL standards. And I believe the ITIL was developed by British government, I believe.
I think so, yes. Well, I've done it a long time ago. The ITIL Foundation, I've done certificate. Yeah. But I don't know, a lot of things have changed.
No, things have changed. It's very easy, man. The exam itself, I think I cleared it within 6 hours of doing it, right? But obviously studying and then doing the exam, 6 hours is enough. It's a lot of common sense, common sense.
Yes.
But it's just understanding the terminology. That's it. They use like the incidents, problems,
change management,
and then change management and those type of things, right? So CAB and those type of things. So understanding those terms, that's about it. Other than that, the exam itself is easy. It's just that the cost of it, I just can't justify, it's just unnecessary cost. Right now, A+ is much more valued than ITILs, at least, So A+ is much more higher valued right now in the market. ITIL too, but I just, I don't justify the cost.
Okay. But it's good to have it ITIL also.
100%. 100%.
Because they wanted you to follow the process. All companies wanted to follow that process.
When you have A+ and ITIL, you become so much employable, very employable, because you can pretty much integrate into the system very easily. You'll understand the process and how everything works in IT department. It's easier to train you, and not just train you. It's easier for you to report to them, and it's easier for you to understand how they work, and so you can fit into the system much more better.
Yes, yeah.
Where A+ is more of technical understanding, whereas ITIL is more of the governance
process.
Process and those type of things, which is also important nowadays. It's easier to teach you technical skills once you understand the flow, how the work works.
Yes.
And you're willing to adapt to it, right? So, okay. All right, perfect, guys. So, any questions so far?
I'm good. I think so. Yeah. We'll work on this and see any thing we have.
Yeah, and same thing. I just sent on all the email chains in, so you guys should have got it. And just to let you guys know, there's no live class on the 20th or the 27th. Okay. So our next live class is on April 3rd.
Okay, 27, 28.
I'll send an email through.
Yeah. Please.
Don't worry,
what's going on. Thank you.
No problem. Don't worry, no guessing. I'll send an email through and exactly what date the assignment due and everything. Okay, no worries.
Okay, got it. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Okay, guys. Okay, have a wonderful night. And as I said, as I said before, just there's a lot of virus and everything going around. Just be very careful. Wear a mask. Just be proactive on it, right? So, you guys, and the season's coming along too, so you guys can enjoy the weather. Okay.
Okay. Take care. Good
Okay,
night.
take care.
Okay.
Take care.
Thank you. Good
Oh,
night.
wonderful.
Thank you. Good night.
Bye bye.